Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another Lazy Show where we teach you AutoCAD in a way that is more productive so you can stop wasting your time. As always, we show up here each Sunday at 10 a.m., and that is in Pennsylvania in the United States time. So, very excited for this new season of the Lazy Shows. We're gonna start right away. Um, as always, we're gonna learn something awesome today. Hopefully, it's gonna save you some time. All right. So let's see over here. Okay, let me start getting ready here on my second screen. All right. Let's see. Let me share my screen. All right, with 4 people connected live. That's great that you are here with me today. Again, we're going to go over the presentation in a moment, but as always, you can stop me or interrupt me at any time with your questions or maybe ideas or anything that you want to ask. Just put it on the chat and I'll be able to read it live. All right. So we have a comment on the chat. Our friend AutoCAD designing with CAD Pro is on the chat. Says good morning. Hey, good morning there, my friend. Hope you are doing great. I'm glad that you are here with me today, where we're gonna go over an awesome solution for AutoCAD that I'm pretty sure it's gonna save you some time, right? If you work, of course, with AutoCAD. All right. If you can give us your real name, that would be great also, so that way I can better connect with you, right? AutoCAD designing with CAD Pro. All right. Okay, let me go over here and start getting ready for today's presentation. Okay. All right, so let me go over here. Give me 1 second. I'm getting ready over here. Okay, live progress. All right. I think I'm ready over here. Okay, so let's start. And so let's do this, guys. In today's Lazy Show, we have a lazy question. That means we are helping one of you with your AutoCAD issue live. So this comes from our friend Lovenish. And Lovenish says, hey, hi Irving. Here's the question I asked to align with the CAD template file you requested. So the question is, I have a date which is in fields in the template. To update the date in each layout tab to current date, I have to use update field command and then enter all and hit enter every time for each layout. My drawing has 22 layout pages, so the same steps for 22 times. Is there any way to update date in all layouts with a single command? I will be ready. It will be really a time saver and make my life easier. So that was our friend Lovenish. And let's open his files, right? So let's see what we can do for our friend to help him, right? So here it is. Here is a screenshot that he sent me over here. So that's the screenshot. So this is the date field. For people who are new to fields, fields are basically an advanced feature in AutoCAD where you can insert or add smart text in your drawing so it can automatically update. For instance, this is a date field, so this means this day will update, of course, per the current date, right? Which is great because, again, you don't have to manually update the date every time that you use your drawings. Now, I have also the drawing right here that our friend sent us. So I'm going to open that up because, again, one of the things that I always mention to folks that need help with AutoCAD is that they need to send me their files, right? Everything ready for me so I can quickly help them, right? Kind of make my life easier, right? In the same way that I try to do with you, which is, again, sharing all of these techniques and tricks to simplify your life. So, yeah, in the same way, you can also, if you ask your questions, please always send me your files, send me whatever you have with a detailed explanation, and I'll be able to quickly tackle it, right? So, we have some comments in the chat that I would like to read before we proceed, and it's our friend Martin. Even though it says Elena, I know Martin. Hey, Martin, happy to have you here, my friend, with this new season of the Lazy Shows. So yeah, I'm very excited, Martin. Hope you are doing great, my friend. Um, AutoCAD or CAD process. Whoa, 22 layouts. That's right. So this is from our friend. Um, I forgot his name. Let's see. I have his name right here. I'll check it in a moment. Martin says, I have a question on layouts too. Can all layouts have a connected text so the drawn by can be filled in once? Yes, Martin, that is very, very possible. And I think we already did that, Martin. So maybe to save on some time and some energy, I'm going to point you to the correct video. So that way we don't have to explain things twice, right? And the video, Martin, is. Oh, okay. Let me search. Oops, you're not seeing my screen. Let me change that. So, Martin. So, here is Martin. This is the video that you need to watch, of course, after this live stream. Here I explain in detail how to do that, how to use fields in your title block. And one of the fields that we use is the drawn by. So that way you can quickly, again, update only one drawn by information and everything else will be ready to go. So here's the video, Martin. And of course, let me know if you have further questions, all right? Okay, so let's see. Our friend Martin so, just shows a happy face. Martin says, it's great to be back. Yeah, Martin, I mean, we had, a small, short vacation. I think we didn't go live for maybe 2 weeks, right? And now we are full of energy, right, for this new year. Martin says, please point. Yes, I think I just did. Martin says, thanks, Irving. Yes, I'll have to watch. All right. So, of course, if you have questions, just you can put it on the video comments and I'll be able to help you from there, Martin. All right. Okay, so let's continue with today's presentation then. So let me move this out of the way and let's start. All right, so we were inspecting our friend's drawing, right? Um, she's right here, and so that's the date field right there, and we can see he was right. He had many different layouts. I'm not going to count the layouts, of course, but on all of the layouts he is using a date field. And he is also right when he said that the date field doesn't update right to the current date. You can see we are 2024, so that means this smart text is not updating. Now, one of the first things that I want to check here is um, I'm going to start by using the regen command, right, to regenerate my drawing, see if that will do something first, right? So I'm going to regenerate the drawing again. And it looks like nothing happens. So again, our friend was right. Um, now what's gonna happen if I do a preview of this drawing, right? So most of the time when we do a preview, the drawing will also regenerate. So let me see. Nope, the date is still the same. It's not updating. All right, so let's try something else here. Again, we're trying to help our friend simplify this process. Um, so we're trying many different things today, and hopefully we're gonna help him. And you also wanna learn something useful today that you can apply to your own workflow, right? So next thing I'll like to try is use the update field, right? So I'm gonna use the update field, and then of course I'm gonna select my date or field right here and press enter. And all right, so we can see that it is updating now, which is great. Now the problem is, as our friend was mentioning, that when we go to another layout, we will have to apply the same update field command to these other layouts, and the same with the rest, right? And we don't want that. Now, what I like to do in this case is um, try to get help from AutoCAD, right? Um, so try to in the way that I want to get help is by going to the quick references from AutoCAD, right? And I can see right here, I'm gonna show it to you, that in order to control fields in AutoCAD, um, there are many different settings, right? And one of those is the field eval system variable. Now, if we read a bit, we can see all of the different values. Of course, 0 means that none of the fields will update, right? So let's check that. Let's check what value is in our friend's drawing, right? So let's try field, the field eval. So let me move this out of the way and let's try that out. Field eval, enter. And we can see that the value is 31, which sounds right to me, because if we go over here again to the help from AutoCAD, we're going to see that if we add all of these values, we're going to have indeed a 31 value, which means everything is on, everything's supposed to be updating for the fields. So at least we check that and we know that the drawing is using the correct field update settings, right? So what can we check next then, right? Well, what we can do is try to inspect the field, right? And the way I'm gonna do it is double clicking on the text, and I'm gonna double click again on the field, and this will open the field dialog box, which again, for people who are new to fields, this is a smart way to use these kind of smart text, right, of information that once set, they will update automatically, right, per some instructions. Like for instance, this is for the date, so that means our date needs to update by itself, right, either when we regenerate or refresh our drawing, or when we even when we print, it's supposed to update by itself. Now I can see over here that AutoCAD have many different ways to have a date to show, right? And our friend is using this option, the date option. Now, before I personally used the save date option, right? And I never had any problem with my date. Basically, all I needed was to save my drawing and it will automatically update. But this friend is using this date field. Now, of course, the easiest solution for you, my friend, and I'm going to give you a second solution in a moment. But first, I want to give you the easiest solution, right? The easiest. And the easiest would be to use a different date field, right? Because look what happened. I'm going to cancel here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, right, with Control C and put it maybe right here with Control V. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to erase all of this, and I'm going to right click and insert field. All right, just to show you the difference. So I'm going to go here, and instead of saying all, I'm going to click date and time. And this time I'm going to pick the save date. Of course, you can pick over here whatever format you like. I'm just going to keep the current one and click OK. As you can see, um, this is updating automatically, and the beauty of this date field, right, is that it will update either by refreshing your drawing, right, with the regenerate all command, or you don't even have to refresh your drawing. Whenever you plot, print, or create a PDF, your save date will automatically update, right? Now, that's the easiest solution, but maybe our friend doesn't want to use the save date, right? Um, so, to give you a more complex solution, then what we can do is create a custom command, right? Create a lazy command. That's how we call our lazy commands, um, which will help us with one click um, update the field or the date field in all of the layouts at once, right? So we're gonna show you how to do that. Then hopefully this can help our friend and also maybe help you, right, to create this awesome command. So, all right. So to create this command, the lazy command, to update the date field in all of our layouts at once, we can do it either by using the command macros palette, right? The commands macros right here is right here. Um, so, or we could also use the tool palette, right? If we open the tool palette with Control 3, right? That's the tool palette right there, and you can see I have many, or we have created many lazy commands over here also in the channel, right, we have more than almost 40 commands already, 40 custom commands. That's how I call it, the lazy commands. Now, um, so again, we can use any of these, but for this video, I'm going to use the command macros palette. All right. Okay. So I'm going to grab one of these commands and simply edit them. All right. So I'm going to right click on it and say command macro editor right here. So again, the way we're creating this custom command is using the commands macro palette, but you can use the tool palette also. The code will work the same. So over here, I'm gonna rename my command, and the name I want to give it is lazy update field, right? Because there is already an update field command, but this lazy update field will update the field in all of the layouts, right? Okay, so of course here, this command, maybe we can change this, update all fields in all layouts, right? That could be a good description. Of course, we can specify an icon over here if you find an icon online or something like that. I'm not gonna do that for these purposes, but I'm gonna erase all of these right here. I'm gonna erase everything right here because we're gonna start from scratch. All right. Now, let's see. We have a comment on the chat, so let me read it before we proceed. Okay, let me go over here. And it's our friend Dropout Patel. Here we go. Patel, hey, hope you're doing great, my friend. Says hello, sir. Hi, Patel. Glad that you are here with us today. We're gonna learn something awesome. We're helping also one of you guys, and at the same time help other folks, right? So let's continue then. All right, let's go over here. Okay. So, all right, let's continue. So now that I think about it, since this command macro palette, it's very new to AutoCAD, and most of you guys are not probably gonna have this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cancel this and I'm gonna use the tool palette instead. All right, just because everyone have the tool palette, but not everyone will have the command macros palette. All right, so I'm gonna do that. So let me erase this really quick. All right, so on my tool palette, I can right click and say new palette if I want, and I can rename this. Maybe I can say lazy commands. That's all up to you. But the idea with the tool palette is, and let me pin it over here so I don't, is that we need to drag something to our tool palette. And I'm gonna simply draw a rectangle, and I'm gonna click and drag it all the way up and release it, something like this, right? So I'm gonna erase this now. And once we have this item in our tool palette, what we can do is right click on it and pick properties. Over here, we will have the same information as our macro palette. So the name of our command would be lazy update field. The description, I'm going to simply paste this command, update all fields in all layouts. And in the same way, you can add an image here by right clicking on it and saying specify image, and assign an icon to your command. I'm not gonna do that, but the important thing over here is that we need to add our code or command or macro over here, but it's locked. So the way we unlock this is by changing the use flyout to no, and then we will be able to edit this. All right, so I'm going to erase everything here because we're going to start fresh again. Now, usually what we do is we create a macro code right here. But for this specific tutorial, a macro wouldn't work with this. Why? Because a macro doesn't have enough power to apply a command to all of the layouts, right? So instead, what we can do is use some Lisp functions right here under our lazy update field. All right. So let's go and start doing that then. What we can do is first we're going to start with a small Lisp function. Again, we're going to go step by step so you can understand better. And the first function that I want to use, I'm going to simply paste it from my second screen, is this vl.com. And this function basically is a way to check if the vlisp support is already loaded in AutoCAD, right? So if it's loaded, then this function doesn't do anything. But if the the list functions are not loaded, this small piece of code will load this Lisp support of functionality. That's it. That's the first small piece of code that we need. Next, what we can do is we can add, let's see over here. So let me go over here on my notes. Okay. All right. So next, what we can do is add the following line of code. I'm going to explain it to you, but first I'm going to paste it from my second screen again. So I'm going to paste like so, and let me expand this so you can see better. All right. So the following line of code, what we're doing here is we are setting up three things with this line of code, right? So first, we're setting up the ACAD function, and this basically is the overall AutoCAD program, right? We're accessing the overall AutoCAD program first. Why? Because then we're also accessing this second AC doc, which this represents the current open drawing or the current document, right? Which is again this template right now, this template file. But we need more than that. We need to also access each layout, and that's where the third function, which is AC lay, it's doing, right? This is basically the layout or the view within the drawing that we are currently working on. So again, three different functions. ACAD, that's the overall AutoCAD program, and then we have AC doc, that's the current drawing, and then finally we are accessing also each individual layout with this AC layout option. All right. So let's keep moving. And we have another comment on the chat. It's our friend Assad. Hey, Assad. Happy to have you here, my friend. Hope you're doing great. You are late to the show, but that's okay. So let's keep moving then. All right. Okay. So let's see now. what else can we start implementing in order for this lazy update field to work, right? And help us update all of our fields in all of our layouts. All right. So the next piece of code that I like to add here is I'm going to paste it again with Control V from my second screen and highlight it so you can follow along. This line basically is to start a loop, right? A loop that goes through each layout in the drawing, right? Because again, we have so many different layouts. I guess 22, our friend mentioned, but that doesn't matter. A drawing can have 20, 30, 1, 2, 4. So, but we are starting a loop with this function, again, through each layout in the current drawing, right? Now, what do we want to do next, right? Why do we want to start a loop, right? Well, the reason why we want to start a loop is okay, is of course to update the field, right, in the layout. But before we can do that, we need an extra step, and this is where I'm gonna paste this line right here, and I'm gonna highlight it so you can follow along and understand better. Now, before we just went and created a loop for each layout, but now we need to set the current layout in the loop, right? So we want to do that. We want to set the current layout to start with this loop, right? We in the loop, we are not telling yet what to do, right? What command to run, anything. We're just trying to get um, inside each specific layout now. And again, this piece of code is to set the current layout in the loop, right? Just to, as the active one so that we can start making the changes, right? Okay, now here is where we need to tell them what to do, right? What to do, what command do you want to perform? And we kind of already know that, right? We want to use the update field, remember? So that's what we're gonna paste over here, the next following piece of code. And so this is basically to start a command, right? And the command would be update field. That's the command. Now, if we use the command in AutoCAD, AutoCAD will ask us what field do you want to update, right? And we don't want to select. So that's why we're using the option all, right? To update the fields. And of course, we're using these quotes that represent an enter, right, on our keyboard. So that's now again how to update the field, right? To update the field information. Now, what are we supposed to do after this, right? What happened once we update the field? Well, we need to finish the loop, right? We need to say, okay, this was on a loop for each layout, but we need to finish it, right? So in the way we're going to finish it is by adding this next piece of code that I'm going to paste and I'm going to highlight it. Okay. So in this line of code is, you know, after finishing the loop, this line will set the active layout back to where it was, right, initially, because you don't want to confuse the user. You don't want to confuse you to start this update field command, and then once you're done with the command, you'll be placed in a random layout, right? You don't want that. So that's why this small piece of code will again set the active layout back to where you started initially, right? Okay, so far we did many things, but one simple thing that we can also do um, to let everyone know is to give a message, right? Give a message about what's happening with all of this code. Because look what happened if I click OK, right? If I just click OK, and you can see our command was updated right there. And of course, all of these date fields are not, well, this one is updated, this one is not, and this one is not, you can see. So if we use our command now, right, the lazy update field, and we select them, you can see the date is updating, and if we go to another layout, it's also updated. So everything is updated now, which is great. But how will the other person know that what's happening? There's no way to know. So this is where we need to go back to the code and change the properties again. And what we need to do here is add the next piece of code, right? So the next piece of code, what we'll do is send a message, right? I'm gonna paste it right here with Control V. It's gonna send a message, an alert, and this message can be anything, but a simple one that would be the day field update or day field updated in old layouts, right? Simple message, and I'm gonna hit OK. So now look what happened. I'm gonna click my command, and we have a nice message that says they feel updated in all layouts. So I know what's going on. I know for sure that the fields were updated, and I don't have to manually check them one by one to just make sure that all of them are right, right? So if we inspect the command line with F2, right, we can see um, that the fields were updated. However, we're gonna see also a nil option over here. So this is where if we want a nice and clean command or option, we can add a small piece of code, right? It's called print. So I'm gonna add that really quick. So I'm gonna go to the command, hit properties, and then all the way in the end I can paste this small function called print again to have a nice and clean command on the command line, right? So I'm gonna click OK because this is command is ready, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this to test it, right? I'm gonna say no to save the changes, and what I can do over here is go back to our friends drawing, open it, and do a final test. See, hopefully everything is working as expected. So you can see the date is not current right now. So let's check other ones, other layouts. All of them are not changing. But now if we use our lazy update field command, let's click on it. They feel updated in all layouts, and boom, that's right. All of our dates were updated immediately, and you don't have to do this manually, my friend. Hopefully this can help you work more efficient in AutoCAD, and all of you as well. So let me know on the chat, what do you think about the lazy update field command that we created today? Do you think it's gonna be helpful? Just know, let me know on the chat. So, let me over here close some of these files. So here we go, my friend. So your name was Lovnish. Here we go, Lovnish. Hopefully I was able to help you, right? So you can now work more efficient in AutoCAD, right? My friend Lovnish. So yeah, what do you guys think about this new custom command that we created? Do you guys think it's gonna be helpful or not? Let me know. Let's see. Our friend Martin says, "Love that." Hey, Martin, I'm glad um, that you are enjoying the presentations, the lazy shows, right? So again, to summarize, we went over many different steps to try to help our friend Lovnish see how why this field wasn't updating, and we had to create a custom command, right? So that way he can save some time, and the idea with these lazy question shows is again that you can access some this is like an AutoCAD consultation, right? It's free for you, love niche, but there are folks that cannot afford a consultation, right? An AutoCAD consultation. So that's why we do these lazy question shows, and we did many already. If I can share my screen, maybe we can see that. Uh, okay, here we go. So, yeah, you're seeing my screen. So here we go. AutoCAD lazy questions. So this is today's show. So we have helped many. I think 10. With this would be 11 people that we have helped so far, from creating dynamic blocks, creating custom commands, basically anything. And it's a fun show that we do here on the Lazy Arquitecto. You guys, I think, also enjoy it. I can tell, because more and more folks are joining our email list and sending their questions. Just remember that when you send your question, right, just be very detailed, right? Explain your issue in detail. Send me your drawing, send me a screenshot, a PDF, whatever you have to make the shows more efficient, right? I don't want to start recreating your issue or your drawing in order to do the live show, right? That's not our that's not our philosophy here in the channel. Our philosophy is making life easier, right? And so yeah, Martin says, love that. Martin says, going to have to set that one up. Yeah, Martin, I mean, um so this again, it's a nice way to update all of your fields, right? In all of your layouts, if AutoCAD doesn't do it for you, right? Of course, the easiest way would be to just use a different date field, right? Like maybe the save date. But if you have to use this date field, then this lazy update field, it's an awesome command to have in your work, in your toolbox, right? Let's see. Oh, we're missing many folks today. Martin, we're missing Douglas, Rachel. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they didn't know we had a live stream today. Martin says, "Do you have many videos on paper space layout?" That's a good question, Martin. We do. Let's see. But probably I have to put together a new playlist for layouts, Martin, because we have, if you go to our YouTube channel page, we have tips, we have, let me hit view all. We have macros, we have hatch techniques, we have test, we have problems. Mm, I think we have, let's see, dimensions techniques. We have layers techniques or tips, um, parametric blocks. Mm, But yeah, I need to put together a playlist for layout techniques, right? For layout videos. Yeah, Martin, I'll do that. That's a good idea, actually, because most of the time, folks want a specific videos, right? They want, okay, I need to work faster with my layouts. What do I do? Well, they go to the playlist, right? To the layers playlist right here. We have 6 videos on layers so far, but I'll have to do one for layouts. uh, Martin says, please, I'm enjoying that. Yeah, I'll do a playlist for layouts. That's a good idea. And let's see. Martin says a playlist for each would be great, but time consuming, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, usually, I try to do the most important ones. Like everyone is interested about learning layer techniques, learning dimension techniques, hatch techniques, right? I have those playlists there. But now you're requesting layout techniques, which again, I agree. It's uh, a good suggestion, and I'll do that, Martin. Mhm. All right, so we're about to wrapping up today's live stream, which was great. We did so give me 1 second right here. Okay, so so we're about to wrap up today's live stream, which was great. We went over many different things today. Hope you have learned something useful, right? If you want to send your question, right, to maybe be featured on another lazy question show, again, just join our email list, and then you can send your question, right? That's the email is also a way how we communicate with the community, right? Let's say maybe we're not doing a live stream or something, then I'll send you an email. Hey, we're not doing a live stream today, or maybe we are doing it in a different hour, so, right? So that's the way to communicate between you and me, our email list. And of course, all of that information it's on the description of all of our videos, right? Let's see over here. Let's start reading some of your last comments before we wrap up today's live stream, right? We started very, very strong, right, with this new custom command. Uh, so let's see. Mm, okay, Martin says, let us know when you get that layout playlist complete. Yeah, Martin. So what I can do is I'll let you know because I have your email, right? You are a supporter of our show. Thank you very much for that, Martin. Um, uh, so yeah, I'm gonna let you know, Martin. Probably I'll send you an email or just reply to any of your comments from the videos. So yeah, Martin says, thanks, Irving. Still love the show. Hey, Martin. I'm happy to hear that, my friend. Um, so, if you have any ideas or recommendations to improve our show, our live streams, our videos, please don't hesitate to send it, right? Because we are very open here to try new things, right? Still, one thing that I like to try is the AutoCAD drawings review. That would be awesome to do this live, right? Receive drawings from any of you guys and open it here and discuss it, see things to improve, to update, kind of like redlining or marking up a drawing live with all of you. That would be awesome. So that's definitely one thing that I want to try. Hopefully we can do that soon. But yeah, I'm open to try different things here and there, see how you guys enjoy it. Let's see. Martin says, I have a few. Yeah, Martin, just at any moment, put it on any of our comments, send me an email, whatever is easier for you. Just send your recommendations. So yeah, Martin, let's see over here. All right, I guess we are ready to end this live stream. I'm gonna go as always and get my breakfast because I'm very hungry. Martin, thank you for being here with us today also. All right, so I'm gonna let's see. So I'll see you next Sunday, all right, at 10 a.m. All right. Wow, that's good. That's good, Martin. 3 p.m. Not bad. 11 a.m. here. Say hi to your wife, Martin.